welcome to Welcome English. I'm your host, Jill.
And I'm Jake. It's great to be with you today.
So, Jake, I heard you just got back from a trip. You visited a new city, right?
I did. It was a fantastic experience, but I have to admit, I got lost a few times.
Oh no, that can be stressful.
It can be, and it made me realize how important it is to know the right English phrases to ask for help. It can turn a scary situation into a simple one.
That sounds like a perfect topic for today's episode. So, for all our listeners, today we're talking about getting around a new city. We'll cover everything from public transportation to asking for directions on the street.
Exactly. By the end of this episode, you'll feel much more confident exploring a new place.
Okay, so let's start with public transportation. This includes things like buses and trains. Jake, what's the first step?
Well, first, you need to find the right bus or train. Let's talk about buses. You'll find a bus stop, but there might be many different buses that stop there.
Right, so you need to know which one to take.
Exactly. You can look at a map at the bus stop or use a map app on your phone. But if you're not sure, you can ask someone. A simple and polite question is, "Excuse me, which bus goes to the city center?"
That's a great phrase. You can replace the city center with any place you want to go, like which bus goes to the art museum or which bus goes to Ocean Drive.
Perfect. Another useful question is about time. You can ask, "How often does this bus come?" This tells you if you have to wait 5 minutes or 30 minutes.
Very useful. So you found the right bus, now you need to pay. This can be confusing.
It really can be. Some buses take cash, some need a special card. You can ask the driver, "How much is the fare?" The fare is the price of the ticket. You could also ask, "Do I need exact change?" if you are paying with cash.
And what about trains or the subway?
For trains, you almost always buy a ticket before you get on. You can go to a ticket machine or a ticket counter with a person.
I think talking to a person is less stressful sometimes. What would you say?
You can say, "One ticket to Central Station, please." If you plan to return the same day, you can ask for a round-trip ticket.
A round trip ticket. That's good to know. So you have your ticket, now you need to find the correct train.
Yes, you need to find the right platform. The platform is the place where you wait for the train. You can ask an employee, "Which platform is for the train to the airport?"
And what if your journey requires two trains?
That's called a transfer. You can ask, "Do I need to transfer?" or "Where do I transfer for the green line?" Many subways use colors for different lines.
That's all so helpful. It seems much easier when you know what to say.
Absolutely. And one more thing on buses and trains. What happens if you get busy on your phone and miss your stop?
Oh, that's a classic traveler mistake. I've done that. What's the best way to handle it?
Okay, but what if it's late or you have a lot of luggage? Sometimes a taxi is the best option.
I agree. So, how do you get a taxi?
Well, you can hail a taxi on the street, which means you raise your hand to signal one to stop for you. Or you can find a taxi stand, often at airports and big train stations.
Right. And today, many people use ride sharing apps on their phones.
Yes, that's very common. Once you're in the car, the most important thing is telling the driver where you want to go. The clearest way is to have the address written down or on your phone. You can say, "Could you take me to this address, please?"
That avoids any misunderstandings. What if you have bags?
Good point. You can ask, "Could you open the trunk, please?" The trunk is the space in the back of the car for luggage.
And it's also a good idea to ask about the price.
Definitely. You can ask, "How much will it be approximately?" The word approximately means about or around, not the exact price.
Approximately. That's a great vocabulary word. And for payment?
It's always good to check first. Ask, "Do you take credit cards?" before the ride starts. And finally, when you arrive, it's polite to say, "Thank you, you can keep the change," if you don't want the small money back.
Great tip.
Now, besides taxis, another popular option in many cities is renting a bike or an electric scooter. Okay, our last section is maybe the most important. What to do when you're just walking around and you get lost.
This happens to everyone. Even with a map on your phone, sometimes you just need to ask a real person.
It does. The first step is to get someone's attention politely. Don't just tap their shoulder.
Right. You should say something like, "Excuse me, could you help me?" Or, "Sorry to bother you, but I think I'm lost."
Those are both perfect. Once you have their attention, you can ask your question. For example, how do I get to the post office? Or where is the nearest coffee shop?
That seems easy enough, but listening to and understanding the directions can be the hard part.
It can be. Let's break down some common direction phrases. For example, someone might say, go straight for 2 blocks and then turn left at the bookstore.
Okay, so go straight means continue in the same direction. 2 blocks means you will cross 2 streets, and turn left at the bookstore means the bookstore is a landmark, a point of reference for where to turn.
Excellent breakdown. They might also say something like, it's on the corner, or it's across the street from the bank.
And if you don't understand, it is perfectly okay to ask them to repeat it.
Yes, this is so important. Don't just nod and walk away confused. You can say, I'm sorry, could you say that again more slowly, please? People will understand and be happy to help.
Another great tip is to show them the map on your phone and ask, can you show me where it is on the map?
That's a fantastic idea. It makes everything visual and much easier to understand.
And what about more complex directions? Sometimes it's not just a simple left or right turn. Wow, Jake, that was so much useful information. I feel ready to travel anywhere now.
I hope our listeners do too. Let's do a very quick recap of the most important phrases.
Good idea. For public transit, remember which bus goes to and where can I buy a ticket?
For taxis, the P phrase is, could you take me to this address, please?
And if you're walking, always start politely with, excuse me, can you help me? And then ask, how do I get to?
And the most important phrase of all, could you please speak more slowly? Don't be afraid to use it.
That's right. The key is practice. The more you use these phrases, the more comfortable you will become.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope this has been helpful for your next adventure.
Thanks for listening to Welcome English. Join us next week when we'll be talking about a very interesting topics.
For more conversations, please hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment or question about the conversations we have here. Feel free to pitch us some ideas about topics you might need. You don't want to miss that. Until then, goodbye.
Bye, everyone.